Hello, I've held off recording one of these videos for a while now because, for clients that I've worked with for many years, you've seen many of these videos from me over the years. This time, no different. So I thought I'd get out the camera, record a video today because we've seen some pretty big falls in the US share market overnight. Nowhere near quite the same falls here in Australia, but I can appreciate some clients are probably starting to feel nervous. You may very well be feeling nervous and wondering, what do we do? What's next? So we've been through these things before. The events and the reasons why may be different, and they're different each time, but the reaction to share markets, we've been through these things before. So we've got war in Ukraine, China extended lockdowns and slowing down there, the Australian federal election coming up on the weekend, interest rates and inflation. It's seeming like at the moment the list is never ending. There's more and more things being added, but nothing's coming off that list. When we're seeing these headlines, we're seeing the news, we're seeing these big falls, 3.5% plus fall in the US share market overnight last night. It's being blasted at us from all of these news sources because it makes some interesting headlines. When we're in that environment and we're seeing these kind of things, it's in us as humans that we think we need to take some action, we need to do something. When something's scary, when something's threatening us, we feel as though we need to take some action and we need to do something about it. When it comes to investing, that's often actually the worst thing that you can do, because if you're taking some action, typically that's going to mean you're going to bail out and you're selling your shares. If you're selling them at the moment, you're selling them at much lower prices than what you could have a few months back around Christmas time. Now, we're not in the game, we're not in the business of trying to time markets, of exiting at high points and getting back in at low points. Over time, we'll come to you and we'll make recommendations to make some movements here and there, but we're not pinning that on we've picked the exact right day to get out, or we've picked the exact right day to get back in. Because if you're following that methodology, if you're trying to do that, you need to get two things right. You need to get when are you getting out of the share market right, and when are you getting back into the share market right. If you get one of those things, it blows it all up. That's far too risky. That's not what we're doing. But if you do follow that approach and you do decide to get back in, when do you get back in? Is it when things are lower? Is it when things are better? How do you know when things are better? The approach that we take and what we want to rely on is the structure that we follow. For clients that have been working with me or the broader firm for many years, you'll be familiar with the 3-bucket approach. Even new clients, I've taken you all through the 3-bucket approach recently. So we want to rely on the structure to get us through times like this. So you've got some money in cash accounts for the immediate expenses, the next 6 to 12 months worth of expenses. Then there's some backup in higher interest investments. It might be term deposits, it might be what we call enhanced yield, a range of different things that are designed to be a backup. The combination of those few different areas is probably something like 4 or 5 years worth of your expenditure, so that you can let the share markets do their thing. We're going to have periods of them going down, we'll have periods of them going up. What we don't want to be doing is panicking and selling. Now, for newer clients that I've worked with, that are really only in the last 12 months, say, from the beginning of this financial year, I can appreciate that all you've really seen is negative returns. We had a bit of a run up through to Christmas, but it's been negative thereafter. And I can understand and I can appreciate that it's really hard to stick to the plan, to stick to the strategy. But I really want to reinforce that, if anyone needs to talk about where they're at and what's going on, please reach out. But where you have just seen these negative returns, the worst thing that you can do is panic and sell. We're buying these growth assets to hold for a longer period of time. And there's the backup in the cash and the term deposits and so forth. And then for those clients that I work with that are a bit younger, that are still working and investing and saving and putting money into super and all of these things for their retirement, as crazy as it sounds, events like this are actually good news for you, because we've got markets going down. It allows those super contributions or that regular investing that you're doing, whatever it might be, it allows that to go in at lower and lower prices. You're buying more and more shares for the same dollars. We know eventually share markets will turn around. Who knows when, but we know eventually they will. And you'll kind of profit well from those out the other side. So as I said, if you do need to talk about where things are at, if you are worried about your portfolio, please reach out. I'm here to help, I'm here to talk, but hopefully this video might give you a bit of reassurance. We are watching things. If ever there was a time that we thought you needed to do something quick, take some action, we would be on the phones. But panicking and selling at times like this is not the answer. There's the backup in the cash, the term deposits, the enhanced yield, and as I said, for those that are still investing, it's actually good news for you. You can buy more and more assets at lower prices. Reach out if you need some help. I'm always here to talk. Thanks. Bye.